Alright, well this is video number 2 of pretty much the same thing I already recorded, or I guess you could say take 2, since I just updated the iOS on my personal phone and refused to upload the video, so I'm using my work iPhone and hopefully it'll work. I guess if you're watching this, it did. Anyways, so obviously you can see the car looks a little different. Got rid of the rotisserie, finished my lift stands here, front and back, and they're now resting, or she is now resting on her own feet. And in case you didn't watch the other video, or in case you haven't seen these before, the way these work is you roll a jack underneath this, in the middle here, you lift it up, and this plate, these legs will raise up inside of one another, and you pop those bolts in these bolt holes here, and it allows you to go from this height, which is a decent working height. This is probably about where you'd normally sit if you had your car on jack stands. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded like a bat just about flew in here with me. Anyways, but yeah, once you raise it, it'll get another foot out of this, roughly, close to it. Well, it's about a foot in the back. The front, actually, these are a hair smaller. These actually won't raise but about another 10 inches from where it's at. 9, 10 inches, something like that. Anyways, on to what's been done. So, I got my column hooked up, and I got my D-link, or my D-bar cut and attached. I do have some questions here I was hoping somebody could answer, because I just did some quick browsing of the internet and YouTube and couldn't find the answer, or at least never saw them do this part. So I know the D-bar gets notched where this lock screw is, and then another one here on the outside, and then this one here and this one here. You notch the rod with a drill bit or grinder or whatever, so it recesses the screw into it before you lock it in. Does anyone know if you're supposed to drill the one that goes into the column spline? There's no notches on the column spline itself, and normally there's like it'll be splined, and then it'll have a bald spot that dips down a little bit and then splined again. This ididit column didn't have that. It's just splined all the way up. My rack is that way, and it is in the groove and locked in how it's supposed to be. I'm just curious if I really need to pull this back loose again and drill a notch out in that column spline or not. And it's hardened splines. They're definitely tempered, so it'll be fun to try to drill. I really hope that my answer is no, that it is perfectly fine the way it is. Anyways, so on to what else got done. So I built these stands and didn't end up using them. So if somebody wants to buy them, go for it. If you live down here, if not, I'll use them eventually, I guess. But so yeah, she's looking like a car again. I got a seat in here, got a steering wheel. I mean, it's just mocked up, but oh, it's so pretty. It's like a mahogany color, I guess. And it's brand of this wheel, in case anyone's curious, is Autotecnica. I believe it's an Italian brand. I like being unique, and I don't like buying things or getting things that others have. I've never seen a car down here with one of these wheels. I don't think I've seen pictures of a car like in the States with one of these. I'm sure there are some, but I mean, it's not that common. I've never seen a car down here around where I live with a wheel like this. I have seen the normal plain chain, triple spoke, whatever, and the one like that, like crazy. That's what used to be on the car. And I do like that wheel. I think it's a Grant wheel or something like that. They're actually pretty pricey, but that one was kind of degraded. It got left out here in the shop and in humidity a little bit, and the wood started to swell and come loose, and it's a little rusted around the metal areas because it apparently is not stainless. On the, I think the middle part is stainless, but the ring is not. The outer parts of the ring are starting to get a little rust. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. So I still have to address this. I still have to address how far forward this is, because God forbid if I have to lift my leg up this high to hit the brake. That is way up there. So And this is a tilt column, by the way. It's very nice. I highly like being able to tilt, because anybody that's had one of these Mustangs before understands getting in. I mean, see how much gap I have now? I don't know if you can tell that or not, but I mean, the old school, let me see if I can do this without dropping my phone. Old school is like, you're somewhere around like that, and then your legs like rubbing trying to get out of the car. So having it, being able to tilt up and out of the way, oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I mean, all these older cars have these big ass steering wheels. Most of these are like 14-inch wheels, I think. So, I mean, it becomes a pain, quite a pain. So, the wheel will be coming off again. I'm not leaving it on the car while I'm doing all this bodywork stuff. The column will stay in here probably, because that was a bitch to install. Well, I say that it wasn't quick and easy, and I had an extra hand. But the wheel I'll take off. The column I'll probably just wrap, bag. I got a, in case anyone else is curious, I don't know if you can really see that, but that is a fancy billet aluminum mount for the steering column. Very nice. So I have to protect that too. But so that part's done. The next thing I have to move towards is getting the hood mounted to these fancy hinges. I need to still resolve my master cylinder issue with the reservoir. I either need to figure out a way to use remote reservoir with these masters, or the option I'm really leaning towards is buying 3 more master cylinders from Willwood that are their GS series, I think. And they have a little reservoir at the end right here. And then their fluid line is like angled up at a 45 right here, coming out in front of where the reservoir sits. So it'll be a reservoir and then a fluid line coming up, angled like that, which be a little bit weird mounting my lines in. I much prefer this style. It just seems like it looks better. I do have to figure out how to get that blue tape off of there since I already clamped it down. It'd be a really pain in the ass having to pull that column back out to get it off, but if that's what I gotta do, I guess I'll do it. Oh, excuse me. So that's pretty much it for this video. My fuel tank. My buddy messaged me today, sent me the drawing of the aluminum tank. Apparently I came out on top of that because he used an estimator to come up with the price, and I had kind of told him what I wanted ahead of time, so he knew, I guess, the idea of what he had to do. But I guess it's ending up costing him more to make than what he originally spec'd, so I guess I got a deal on it. But I'll probably share the drawing of it at some point, maybe in the next video or when I get the tank, so you can see what the insides and baffling will look like. But so I'm blanking on the name of who it was that wanted the body cart. Hopefully you'll be coming to pick this up soon, because it's taking up a good bit of floor space. I got it down there next to that skill saw, these pieces here, the pieces underneath these big 3-inch pieces, and then all of this back here is body cart. And rudder, please buddy, I hope you get this thing, or you want to come pick this thing up, because if you aren't serious about getting it, let me know soon please, because I will be throwing this bad boy on Facebook, Craigslist, whatever, to get rid of it, because it is taking up a chunk of space. I mean, it breaks down. I mean, you saw what it was before. It's 3 of those big beams and then this along the wall. So, and the frame mounts there, the T-arms, the rams, those are the rear T's with the casters, and then the pivots right here. And there's some more frame brackets right there. Yeah, it breaks down pretty compact for what it was, but oh, I do not have the storage space for this shit. So yeah, hopefully next video I'll have the hood on, maybe this other fender on, maybe that brake setup resolved, and hopefully that blue masking tape off. Kind of wondering if I should leave it on to help protect the column until I get ready to actually be done working in this area with body work and whatnot, but already peeled off some of the tape. But anyways, yeah, that's it. And thanks for watching, guys. She's coming together slowly but surely. I almost tempted to drop the motor in, wire the bad boy up, and just take it around the block a few times before I go forward with body work. But yeah, I guess. Later.